A major move for Georgia just happened. Georgia has added safety Khalil out of the transfer portal from Clemson. Why does this change everything for Georgia? Remember, the Bulldogs took a step forward this past season, especially on the latter half of the year. But we saw several coverage bust in the game against Ole Miss, which pretty much led to their demise a little bit. Not all of it was their fault. Some of it was Trinidad Chambers just making plays. But this changes things for Georgia because they get another veteran safety to go on the back end. With KJ Bolden, who will be a junior next year, to go along with Khalil Barnes, who will likely be his final season at Georgia. Now, if everything goes well, both of those guys should be your starting safeties next year. It's going to be very intriguing to see what Glenn Schumann and Kirby Smart do with a player of his caliber talent, and obviously him coming back home. Remember, guys, he starred at North Oconee High School where he played his ball at, and Clemson is not that far from North Oconee anyway. So now he gets to have all his fans, all his family, everybody gets a chance to come see him play. Now, say what you want about the inning, obviously happening with Clemson, but he was a stud. He had 139 tackles, 18 passes defense, 11 PBUs, and 7 interceptions in his tenure with Clemson in 3 seasons. He was even a freshman All-American. So to say this kid can play is an understatement. Outside of obviously several safeties, he's one of the top ones that's going to be available in the portal. So this is a major gift for Georgia to bring him back home. And we've seen the in-state programs like a Georgia Tech do this pretty often and bring kids back home that initially started out here and made a name for themselves in Georgia. This is a dynamite pickup for them. I would give this one a 95. Honestly, pretty much an A to an A+ for Georgia. He's going to make a big difference next year for their program and what they're trying to do to get back and obviously win some of these big games. Now, remember, this season to me isn't a failure for Georgia. They went 12-1, new quarterback at the helm, Gunnar Stockton. They played some pretty damn good football. They just didn't have everything they needed in order to make a difference. Expect for them to be active in the portal when it comes to the wide receiver spot and landing guys and bringing them in for their program and for their team. Jalen Mbakwe is going to be a name to watch. His plans to visit Georgia. That could be a piece for them. I know he doesn't have the stats to show up, but he could be an outstanding player for them moving forward. So those are going to be a couple pieces to watch. Expect for Georgia, though, to especially add a player out of the portal at the wide receiver spot. Another one is going to be Isaiah Canyon. Watch out for that name as well. He played at Warner Robins. Several players from Warner Robins are currently on Georgia, including Rasheem Dinkins. So watch out for that. And Isaiah Gibson, who he played along with. So don't be surprised if you see that in the portal. But yeah, this changes everything for Georgia. And this is going to be a move that's going to pay dividends for them next year as they try to get back to a natty. That's essentially what the expectation is, unfortunately, for Georgia. Even though it was a successful season, they finished 12-2. They won another SEC title and probably one of the toughest conference in the country. And this is a team that came up just a little bit short, right? They should be playing next week, if I'm humbly honest, going up against Miami, but they couldn't finish the deal. Getting guys like this, and I'm sure they're going to be more active in the portal on the defense side of the ball, changes a lot for them. And I fully expect for them to get into the CFP again, expect for them to be a good football team. Adding a Khalil Barnes to your defense, only going to make you better, man. So outstanding gift for Georgia, A to A+ pickup.